What's up, everybody? My name is Brad. That is Fat Man Zoom. Welcome to Own the Chaos. The stock market is crazy and chaotic, and we made it our mission to help you own it. And today's topic specifically is going to be on IPOs, which ones we're buying and why. Fat Man Zoom, what you got, man?
Yeah, so we've been talking a lot about IPOs. We've been on the SPAC train, and for those of people who are in the Chaos Crew, they know we typically don't trade IPOs.
Yeah.
I've decided to break my rules. I know you broke your rules on an IPO.
On a YOLO trade, to be fair.
And I'm about to break my rules on that same one. And then we think we might know what the biggest IPO of the year is. And I think you're going to go after that for another YOLO trade.
And people want to be shocked by me buying this too, because of just how badly I've trashed this particular company. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah. So if you are in the premiere right now in the chat, start guessing what it is. But let's start with my trade, and then we'll get into Brad's trade, because I actually put it in order.
Okay.
And it's Airbnb.
Okay.
So ticker symbol ABNB. And so here's what's interesting about Airbnb, and let me just be clear. This is a short-term swing trade. Normally we talk about scaling in.
Yeah.
No scaling. This is, I'm playing a position. If it trips, I'm out. I'm not getting back in, at least until after earnings. So it looked like an interesting level. So Brad, if you pull up the 4-hour chart, I'll tell you where I'm getting in and out, and then we'll just talk about why Airbnb. So on the 4-hour chart, my trade is I put a conditional order in. So it's one order triggers another. So the first order is a buy limit order at 175.
Okay.
And if I get that order filled, it will trigger a stop market at 165. Technically, I think it's 166. So I'll put it at 165. And so the order's in. I'm just waiting for it to fill. I feel confident it's going to fill. But again, if I'm out, I'm out. However, I like this. So from a risk, sort of a risk reward ratio, a little over 5% downside. I believe, Brad, this has maybe a 40% upside into earnings, which we don't have an earnings date, but it's probably going to happen in the next 2 months.
Yeah.
It could be a $250 stock, but I believe easily it's a $200 stock.
I do too, and we've talked about this before, about how, the competition to Airbnb is hotels, but I think it's just crappy competition. Like, there's just nobody that's going to be able to hold a candle to Airbnb moving forward, and this is going to be a great one, in my opinion, to just hold on to long term. Now, what is your thought process on this? Are you planning on holding on to this through earnings, or is this a shorter term type of play for you?
I won't hold through earnings. This is a short-term swing, so this could be in and out in a day. Like, if it trips, it could trip that quick, and I'm okay with that. But what I'll do is, so we said risk reward, so it's a 3-to-1 upside downside. So if it hits $200, that's 15% gain. So that's 3 times the loss potential.
Right.
When it hits that 15%, I'll then trail stop it. And I'll trail stop until it stops out, or until we get to earnings. I don't need to play earnings. There's not a bone in my body, Brad, that believes that if this gets to, let's say it does get to 250, that this runs after earnings. I think earnings are profit taking, and it could keep going. I mean, this is a great company. I agree with you on that. But it's already ran so much up since the IPO.
I think so too. And the other thing to consider too is the lockup period. Now, this is just a great company by itself that you want to own, but I think I would much rather wait till after the lockup is over, which is typically 2 quarters after the IPO, and see what it looks like then, because I think that'll definitely lend itself to some opportunity. We've already kind of seen that with Snow and even Palantir and some of the other ones. So BYND, big one. Beyond Meat was a big, huge lockup period where it just dumped a ton of shares. So and that's impacted the stock significantly, and actually hasn't come back to those highs since, which is pretty unbelievable. So those are some things to consider, of course, as well. But I love Airbnb. I think it's gonna be a good one to hold on to long term. But this also looks like a really good short term setup.
Yeah, and then the expiration. So we expect earnings to be around March.
Yeah.
And so expiration should be around April.
Yeah.
For you guys who are wondering, the dates aren't out for either one of those, but based on their IPO, that's likely what it will be. So Airbnb, guys, check it out. But I think more importantly, this one is interesting. So tell the people the IPO you're getting into that we both believe that this could be the biggest. Honestly, this will be the biggest IPO of the year.
Oh, bold predictions already. I like it. So for those of you who don't know, I have trashed Robinhood almost every chance I can get on this channel, and I am buying the IPO of Robinhood.
Ticker symbol hood rat.
I'm sure. Is there a hood? It's got to be something clever, I guess. It can't be any worse than woof for Petco.
Just real quick. Petco, woof. I don't think there's a PET ticker. If there isn't a PET ticker, why didn't you just do PET?
They could have done meow. That's also a
no. There is a PET. I'm sorry. Take that. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. Not for New York. Yeah, meow. Yeah. Pet, PET, pet. It makes sense. Anyways, I digress.
Let's move on, meow.
Right, meow.
So with Robinhood, it's not so much about the quality of the company, because I actually think that the company is one of those ones that I cannot stand, which is like the Ubers and the Lyfts, where they are a grow at all costs. Even WeWork was like this, and that one actually failed. I don't think that Robinhood is in danger of failing its IPO or failure to launch, but I think that because of the name recognition, the amount of retail investors that will be behind this, and also, if you guys don't know, Robinhood has a program where they actually issue shares of particular companies.
Yeah.
They're planning on doing that with their own company. So I think there's a lot of good things that would probably propel this stock upwards. And I think, and let us know in the comments too if you guys want us to go live for that event, because I'm sure it'll be.
Oh, hell yeah, we'll be going live for that.
But this might be a similar situation where, like, you know, Airbnb's IPO day, as soon as it started trading, I just hopped in and made a YOLO trade. I imagine that this is probably going to be a similar situation for me in Robinhood.
Yeah, so to be clear, what you're saying is when you sign up for brokerage accounts, so Robinhood or Webull. Yeah. So if you guys
link in the description.
4 free stocks for another week or something. The free stock that you get for signing up, now you could possibly get Robinhood.
Yes.
Got it. Which is interesting because this could be $100 plus stock.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Well, the other thing is too, like, you got to figure, I'm sure it costs Robinhood X amount of dollars to issue those free stocks to people.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some sort of deal. I don't know how it all works on the back end, but I imagine it still costs them money. If they're issuing their own stock, it's not going to cost them,
yeah, that's a fair point.
It affects their bottom line. So I think, you're looking at right now where Robinhood is evaluated around $11.2 billion. They're saying this IPO could raise $20 billion. So that's going to be huge. I imagine this probably even goes up to around $30 to $35 billion.
Is this a day trade? Do you think you're going to day trade it?
It's really tough. I definitely think that my first knee-jerk reaction will be to day trade and see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be the hype train on that one. So that'll be an interesting one. I do like Robinhood as well as an IPO. And again, we're delineating Robinhood and how we feel about potentially their business model and how they do business.
Yeah.
This is strictly a momentum play. This isn't a fundamental play. This isn't a long-term play. This is, hey, let's play the hype. We see an opportunity and hopefully flip it for a little bit and trail it. And so you never know. I mean, you trail it, this thing could pop.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we were talking about GAN, which is in our long-term portfolio. We were trying to get out of that, and it's up 40%. And we're like, we're moving up the stop. And so sometimes that'll happen too. You could get a runner.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that that's definitely going to be in the cards for me. Yes, but the only Chaos Faithful, I am buying Robinhood.
And we're getting into IPOs, which we're not bigger fans of SPACs. But tell us what you guys are looking at. There's so many IPOs, so many good IPOs that people are getting excited about.
Affirm just came out, Petco.
Yep. I'm actually doing a video on Fat Man Zoom channel on Affirm because I'm really excited about that one. Already did really well on that. So yeah, what IPOs are you guys interested in? What IPOs should we be looking at, or that you may already be in making a grip on? Because I know Bratz has been in and out of Airbnb making money.
Oh yeah. We have one of our Chaos Crew members. Speaking of which, if you guys want to be part of the Chaos Crew and get daily watch lists from us, also access to our private portfolios, make sure you're clicking the join button next to subscribe, or the links in the description if you want to be part of that as well. Help support the channel. We'd love to have you guys as a part of the crew. Also, let us know, what exactly you think might be the biggest IPO. Is it Robinhood this year, or is it Roblox? I mean, we haven't talked about Roblox, but that could be a big one too. That I think a lot of people might be sleeping on. So let us know in the comments below what you think might be the best one. And that's going to do it for us, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hit that like button on your way out the door, and we will see you next time.
Bye.